First, I will explain the many disabilism and ableism. Disabilism refer to discrimination and barriers experienced by people with disabilities. This barrier can be physical, social, or based on people attitudes. Because of these barriers, children may not be able to fully participate in learning, play, or relationships with others. For example, if a classroom is not accessible for a child who uses a wheelchair, or if educators do not adapt activities for children with additional need, mm, this is an example of disabilism. This barrier can lead to unequal opportunities and exclusion from meaningful learning experience. Ableism is slightly different. Ableism refers to belief that children without disability are more capable or more normal than people with disabilities. This belief often creates stereotypes, low expectations, and unfair treatment. For example, if an educator believes a child with autism cannot participate in group activity without first trying different groups, this reflects ableist thinking. According to the Australian Human Rights Commission, ableist attitudes can negatively affect children's confidence, well-being, and participation. In early childhood education, inclusive education recognizes that every child has the right to participate, belong, and achieve positive learning outcomes regardless of ability. Inclusive practice help children develop learning, well-being, and a strong sense of belonging. As educators, our role is to remove barriers, provide equal learning opportunities, and celebrate each child's unique strengths and differences. Now I will explain four important key terms that support inclusive practice. First is disability. Disability refer to physical, sensory, or developmental difference that may affect children learning, communication, or participation. However, disability should never define a child's potential. Every child has different strengths, interests, and abilities, and educators should focus on what children can do rather than what they cannot do. Second is inclusion. Inclusion means ensuring that every child is accepted, has equal opportunity to learn, and can participate meaningfully and in everyday experience. Inclusive education remove barrier so that children can learn together and feel that they truly belong. Third is equity. Equity means provide different level of support according to each child individual strength and needs. Equity is different from equality. Equality gives everyone the same support, while equity provides the support each child needs to succeed. The last term is belonging. Belonging means having children feel welcome, respected, accepted, and connected with educators, families, and other children. A strong sense of belonging supports children's well-being, confidence, and identity and learning. Together, these five ideas create inclusive learning environments where every child feels respected, valued, and able to participate. Mm, the early year learning framework version 2.0 explains that strong relationship, equity, inclusion, and belonging support successful learning outcomes for all children. This slide explains how it turns contribute to inclusive in learning environments. First, disability. When educators understand disability, they can identify children's strengths and provide the right support so every child can participate successfully. Second is inclusion. Inclusion practice create equal opportunity for children to participate in learning and play. They help children feel welcome, respected, and valued every day. Third is equity. Equity means giving children the resources, adjustment, and support they need to achieve positive learning outcomes. Different children may need different kind of support to be successful. Finally, belonging. When children feel they belong, they develop confidence, emotional well-being, and positive relationships with educator and peers. Now I will explain why language is so important in early childhood education. The words educators you can influence how children see themselves and how others treat them. Respectful and strength-based language help children feel valued, included, and capable. It also support positive relationship and create an inclusive learning environment. This slide also shows some examples of language we should avoid. For example, instead of saying disability child, we say child with disability. This more trend show respect and focus on the child before disability. Using inclusive language also help remove stereotypes, improve children's confidence, and promote equal opportunity for everyone. Creating an inclusive learning environment means making sure every child feels welcome, respected, and able to participate. Educators can do this by using respectful language, adapting activity to children's needs, provide visual support, encouraging children to play together, and working closely with families and others professionals. Children will feel more confident, develop positive relationships, participate in learning, and experience a strong sense of belonging. Disabilism and ableism can appear in everyday early childhood settings. Disabilism may include physical barriers, activities that are not adapted, or limited access to support and resources. Ableism may happen when people assume children with disability are less capable, use negative language, or focus only children's limitation instead of their strengths. This experience can reduce children confidence, participation, well-being, and sense of belonging. As educators, it is our responsibility to recognize these barriers and create equal opportunity for every child. This slide includes two examples of inclusive practice. In the first case, a child with autism becomes overwhelmed during group activities. Instead of expecting the child to change, educators provide visual schedule, acquire sensory space, and predictable routines. They also work with the child's family. As a result, the child becomes calmer, participate more, and develop a strong sense of belonging. The second example is the child with hearing impairment. Educators use picture cards, symbol ocean signs, and face-to-face communication. They also work closely with the family and speech therapist. Um, these improve the child communication, confidence, participation, and relationships with others. Both examples show that changing the environment, not changing the child, is the key to inclusive practice. The EYLF increase inclusion, equity, and belonging for every child. The National Quality Standard guides educators, provide inclusive learning experience, and build respectful relationships. Thus, SIP help early childhood service identify barriers and assess support for children with disabilities. The finally is disability discrimination, protect children from discrimination and promotes equal opportunities in in education. Together, these frameworks help children create safe, inclusive, and positive learning environment. As educators, we play an important role in creating inclusive environments. Before teaching, we should reflect on our own attitudes, plan inclusive learning experience, and prepare resources that meet children's different needs. During teaching, we should use respectful language, encourage every child to participate, and adapt activity when needed. After teaching, we should reflect on our practice, work with families and other professionals, and continue providing our inclusive teaching. Inclusive education is about changing our teaching practice to support every child, not expecting children to train to fit the environment. Through researching this topic, I have realized that language is much more powerful than I first thought. The words educators choose every day can either help children feel respected and confident or make them feel excluded. I also learned that inclusion is not only about providing support for children with disability, it's about recognizing every child's strengths, respecting differences, and creating opportunities for everyone to participate. As a future early childhood educator, I want to use respectful and strength-based language in my everyday practice, and I also want to refresh on my own attitudes and continue learning so that every child feels safe, valued, and included. In conclusion, understanding disability and ableism have educators recognize barriers that may prevent children from fully participating in learning. Using respectful and inclusive language help build children's confidence, promote positive relationships, and create a strong sense of belonging. As the future educators, we have a responsibility to create learning environment where every child is respected, supported, and given equal opportunities to success. I believe that inclusion starts with the language we use and the choice we make every day. By using respectful language and focusing on children's strengths, we can help every child feel valued and capable, included. Thank you for listening.